Hello, everybody. My name is Jeff H. Malum, and welcome to the second part of this interview, where I'm eating vegan chicken wing equivalences with hot sauces while answering your questions. Have fun. Let's jump straight in. Next question.
Do you have a favorite character in Backfire? And if so, which one is it?
I think I miscalculated. I think I will have to go to this sauce now, if I'm not mistaken. So I will eat it very quickly before answering the question. This is the next one. It's Habanero and Tomatillo, which is probably not going to be too hard, right? It is 4 out of 7 now. Oh, this is an afterburner again. You know, when you have it in your mouth, it only tastes like water with some spices, and then it gets down your throat, and then it starts, trying to come up again because it burns like shit. What's the question? I will dig in again.
Do you have a favorite character in Backfire? And if so, which one is it?
I do. But you don't know him yet. So it's hard for me to answer that. I think from the characters that you already know. Okay, now it's getting different. From the characters you already know in Backfire, I think 2 of my favorites are I can't answer that because it would give away perhaps there's a character that is my favorite from those you already know, but not at the moment, but from how that person develops over time. But I cannot spoil that now, so I will say something from the way they are right now. I would say that probably Dave, the main character from Voices of Violence, is one of my favorites. If you take also the pen and papers into If you also take the pen and papers into consideration, I would say that Jonathan Lake is my favorite character because I will also write a book about him. But I have already announced that in the pen and papers when they went online back then. Why did I eat again? Why do I do this? Because I'm hungry as fuck. Where were we? My favorite, you don't know my favorite character yet. I will not say the name. No. Too early for that. Next question.
How do you feel about creating characters with antagonistic traits? As an author, do you project real feelings like anger onto the characters as you write them?
I will have to say, I'm not a very angry person. I'm someone who tries to be as peaceful as possible in their life. This is an afterburner. I hate you. You taste good, but it feels like my stomach is burning while my mouth is completely okay. Now, what antagonistic traits? I do not project anger onto them because I really am not a very angry person. I have learned to live with my aggression. I mean, everybody has some kind of aggression, and I've lived to learn with the emotion of aggression. I very, very rarely get upset in an angry way, and I don't have to project that onto any character. So, no. I just, when creating antagonistic people, first of all, I love creating antagonistic people. I love it way more than creating protagonists. When I create them, I just have a look around. I open my window, have a look down there, and I see 3 or 4 people that could be antagonists. Because humans are a difficult species. And, let me have another bite of that. And thing is, no, I can't answer that. I think I can answer that properly because I just don't have an answer. When I create antagonists, I, yeah, sometimes think of people I met, sometimes think of people I heard about, and sometimes just think, what would really fuck me up? And what would really make me, feel afraid? But at the same time, especially when you think about Backfire, what would still be realistic to some degree? Because Backfire is still set in a rather realistic world. We will now get to this sauce. It's getting worse. 4.5 ghost pepper and mango. That's quite funny. Those were red brownish. These are now orange, and the last ones are just red death-ish. Yeah, let's dig right in. Oh, come on, let's dig completely in. Answer the next question. No, not this one, but this one. Let's see.
What real-world locations serve as inspiration for the Backfire universe, especially for Georgetown? Are there any specific cities or locations?
Oh, real-life inspirations? Oh, hell yeah, there are lots of them. Oh, this one is bad. Oh my god. I don't like you. Oh, you make my tongue burn. Oh. Real life locations. So there is you were asking especially, by the way, special thanks to Rickard. No, Rickard, that's the person in my stories. No, to Richard Flooring and the third person that does want to be mentioned. Thank you again, and also thank you, Tony, for recording this and translating them to English for me. Really helps me a lot. And now, enough talking. Question one, real inspiration. You were asking for Georgetown. Georgetown is loosely, very loosely, based on a combination of Hamburg, Germany, and Brighton, South England. Georgetown is a port city. And actually, when I started writing Backfire, it was set in Hamburg, Germany, instead of a fictional town of Georgetown. This is why there is a connection. And Hamburg is just a very nice, beautiful city. So all of you have been there, go visit it at one point in time. It's almost as beautiful as Munich. Munich is more beautiful in Germany. Not Berlin. I don't like Berlin. But I've heard from many visitors that Berlin is not. That is not a question. Real life inspirations. Actually, there is a large forest area near my hometown, and when I was 10 years ago, when I was still living in that area, I was taking tons of strolls through these woods, and this is where I was many times very alone there, because it was not the urban area, let's say. I played many scenes of Backfire there, like acting alone, and many of the places fit. So those are, especially for Voices of Violence, when they were tiny spoilers ahead, when they were leaving the city and going through some rural areas. These places were, in my head, at least, very inspired by areas around my hometown. But, I think there haven't been too many places in Backfire yet, or in any book, because this is all I've released so far. So, it's hard to answer that in any more depth. But, definitely. I usually, just like with the characters, inspiration I take is I take inspiration from something that exists, use this as a base, and then build my own stuff above it. I think this is the same for places. Next question, same sauce. Which one? This one.
Have you ever had a writer's block? If so,
Huh.
how do you manage to motivate yourself during this time?
No.
Where do you draw your creativity from?
I misclicked. As I said before, we already had that in a podcast. Ugh. How many questions do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go. Next question.
Will readers learn more about the virus in future issues? Where it comes from and so on?
Okay, this is still Backfire. Learning about the virus. How do you know it's a virus? That's what I'm asking. Could be something different, couldn't it? I mean, it's for sure some kind of microorganism, but how do you say it's a virus? I wouldn't completely agree that that's the only option. You will learn about it, of course you will. But not in a way that you might expect, perhaps. Not in the way you might expect. I would like to drink something, but I don't drink water right now. Out of this beautiful thing, bottle, that's the word, would make it worse. Oh, but that sounds like a motivation, right? At least for you. What was the question? I forgot the question. That means I have to dig in again to listen to it again. What was the question? I forgot it. The virus. I remember the virus. Now I ate. Fuck that. Yes, the virus. You will learn about that in the future, perhaps sooner than you think, but perhaps not in the way you think. But yeah, it's not gonna stay a mystery forever. At least not completely. Not completely. We are now at this one. This is Crazy Bastard Sauce, Trinidad Scorpion, and Clementine. Clementine. I think this is the last one I'm still gonna survive. But when we come to these two, and perhaps the chili shit, it's not gonna be fun anymore. But yeah, let's have a look at this. What's Scorpion? What is a Trinidad Scorpion? I don't even know what that is. I know what a clementine is, though. I think I have clementines in my kitchen. Can I just eat those instead of that? Next question. It's a longer one.
What type of zombie do the Backfire zombies actually correspond to most closely? Are they rather slow like the zombies from The Walking Dead? Are they fast like the ones from 28 Days Later? Or are they absolutely crazy like the Resident Evil zombies? In that regard, can you hint at how the zombies will evolve in the future?
Oh, give me a second, please. I'm trying not to cry yet. This one made me cry. I'm trying to keep my eyes dry. I think I just have to open them like this and nothing's gonna happen, right? So, the zombies are rather slow. It Backfire. They are not fast, not like World War Z zombies, not like that. Not the ones you know. I think they are most comparable to Dawn of the Dead and The Walking Dead. I think that fits, but it is not everything you know. You don't know all about these zombies. First of all, they are not called zombies, are they? I think I don't call them zombies. And right now they are slow, and they will I have to be careful now. Now I'm really short of telling things I'm not supposed to tell. They are slow and rather comparable to The Walking Dead, All the Dead, but they are but you might not know all about them yet. That's all I can give away. Next question. This is about, it says, Backfire question about Voices of Violence. So perhaps tiny spoilers about Voices of Violence ahead. Short question as it seems.
Will Ida from Voices of Violence play a role again at some point?
Okay, now we're getting to these questions. Where people with an unknown status are being asked to return. Why do you ask about Ida, but not about Henry from 20 Hands? Let's say it like this, okay? I have a very, very clear philosophy about characters dying, returning, being there. What I could definitely say is, it's not too hard. I'm not crying. It's not too hard. It just really makes my tongue burn. It doesn't feel like a part of my body anymore. That sucks. I will start putting these in here now. I start with a weaker one, not one. Ida, Henry, all those characters, Filippo, Gisela, Diego, all those who are gone. Roberto, Asfat. Sorry for the spoilers so far, if you haven't read the books yet. As long as you didn't see them die, they might be out there. That means they could return. Or they could never return. They could return as antagonists, they could return as zombies. They could return as protagonists. They could return somewhere else. Like, for example, Dave also left the main story after third chapter in Solitude. But he returned in this anthology book, Voices of Violence, right? So this is what might happen to characters. There was also the short story that I released, A Christmas Story. Check that out. Also I might release short stories about characters. Lost. I cannot give it a general... Now, you were asking for Ida. Who knows what the future brings? What I can say is that right now she's alive. We'll see about what happens, or if something happens. Okay, we are done with the weak sauces. They are done. Now, the shit starts. And I really don't want to do that. But we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. 2 for this, 2 for this. And final round for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Oh, I'm done with this. Okay. Next question is about A Christmas Story, the short story that I released. So, this is for the next 2 questions. So, minus spoilers, perhaps, ahead.
Is the plot of A Christmas Story regarding Amber's family based on a true incident? Is Amber perhaps even based on a real killer?
No, not. Oh, I have forgotten to eat. Amber. Christmas Story. Yeah, it is a different story, definitely. Oh. This is quite calming. I think I have to take a little more like this. This is an afterburner again. Ugh. I'm starting to fade. I want to keep my eyes closed. And I feel like I'm falling over. Christmas Story is not based on real life events. The killer in the story is not based on the real killer. But what might be quite funny, all the characters in the story... all the characters in the Christmas Story are loosely based on characters from a Dutch TV series called Het Huis Anubis. English, The House of Anubis. That is actually a child youth series from the Netherlands. And all the characters' names are based on these. So there's an Amber, there's a Ninka, there's a Jeroen, there's a Victor Emmanuel, there's a Trudy. There's also a character with the surname Reitenberg. There is a Nora. So the characters are based on things that exist. The names, I mean, not the story, not protagonist. Next question. I want to get this done now. This is again about the Christmas Story, but it says about Christmas Story or small releases in general. Let's see.
Will there be more smaller releases like A Christmas Story in the future?
Okay.
And will there be a reunion with Amber? Is it a coincidence that A Christmas Story is not set in the UK?
Well, first of all, there will be other short stories in the Backfire universe. For example, in a couple of months, the season 1 companion releases, and there is a new short story in there called The Unforgiving Tide. And it is another short story. I will definitely keep releasing some short stories, but they will rather release as a part of something. For example, as part of the compendium, or as part of Patreon, or as part of blog entries, stuff like that, you know. We have a rarity that they release as a tiny little book like Christmas Story. But there will be more. Amber, where the story is set not in Kingsland, but in Netherlands, is because I wanted to show that there's a broader world of Backfire. It is, not a coincidence as such, because I decided to show you more of the world. And it kind of makes it unlikely. You see, Amber, main character of the short story, was in the Netherlands, and then moved to some other place, which is even further away from Kingsland and Great Britain. So there might have to happen lots for Amber to get to the Backfire stories. So it remains a question if we will see Amber again. But same answer as earlier. Characters we haven't seen die. Characters we have seen just disappear. Oh god, that looks like that. They might be out there, they might, oh, this smells. They might reappear, but perhaps not in the way you might expect them to reappear. Amber is a character that I heard many people liked. Also a character that I grew very tight with. So let's say it's not too unlikely that we might see her again. But right now, there aren't any specific plans, okay? There are 3 questions left. And I'm not sure if I can make it through all of these with the sauces. Because this one is gonna keep in there. And this is the one at the end of the video where I had these on my German Let's Play channel. I tasted a tiny bit of this sauce. And it affected me for 20 and 30 minutes at least. And then again when I was on the toilet a couple of hours later. And I really don't want to eat it right now, but I have to. For the sake of you and the last questions. So next question. Okay, for the first question with this sauce, I will only take a little. Only like this, just very little, because I know it is brutal. And if I think I can make it, oh my god, this tastes like death. I will try. At the end of the first question. Oh Jesus, this is more than enough. I don't want to do this. Okay, first question. I really don't want to do this. Okay.
Is Nana gonna die soon? She's my favorite character.
That's a very specific question. Is Lena gonna die soon? Okay, screw this. I'm glad she's your favorite character. I'm really happy to hear this, because it's also a character that I like a lot. Right? Oh, this is brutal. This is more than I can take. Oh, this is, why am I doing this? I just lost some spit. Fuck off. I can promise she's not gonna die in the next book. Oh, this boy I can take. In the world back. I need a break. No, I don't. I don't know why, but it burns in my ear. In my ear. I'm not eating it through my ear. I eat it through my mouth. In the world of Backfire, no one is safe, okay? I try not to give anybody too much of a plot armor. Plot armor means people that don't die because I want them to live as an author. I'm trying not to do this in the world of Backfire, which means anybody could die at any point in time, even Lena. Of course, I'm trying not to waste death for the purpose of storytelling, because I don't want that death to feel just like something that happens, right? But nobody is safe, and perhaps Lena is not gonna survive Backfire. Perhaps. I know the answer. You don't. I'm doing strange movements. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to fall down. I have to say, all these were easy. Even this one was okay. But this is terrible. I don't like this. This is not fun anymore right now. Next question. I need another bite of those. Here we have it. Which one is it? This one, I think.
How many main character deaths will there be in season 2 of Backfire?
I really feel like I'm Main character death season 2 of Backfire. Depends on the definition of Backfire. No, not the definition of Backfire. Depends on the definition of main characters. Like, there will be deaths in season 2. But do you mean like main characters overall in Backfire? Or just main characters of the second season, you know? There's always like characters that are important in a certain season. There will be main character death. But I will not answer if, for example, if it's a new main character or if it's a main character from the students of season 1. Oh, my left ear is stopping to work. I don't know why. But my left ear, I hear less on my left ear. I'm done with this sauce. There will be death. There will be main character death. I won't say how many. I won't say who. And if it's someone of Julian and his friends, or a new one, or a main antagonist, and someone important will die. One last question. This is the last question. Is the camera? Is it rolling? How long is the video? Over an hour. 12% accu. 12% accu. Battery life. I hope I was recording the settings that way. Okay. Well, this is always good. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I'm sorry the quality might be a little worse, as I said before. We are at the final question. We are done with the chili sauces, and I will now eat this one. This is a peanut chili. I tried eating one before. It was terrible. I will only bite in there once now. Choose something off it, and I keep eating. Meanwhile, I will listen to the final question. And then I'm done for today. I don't want to keep going. This is the last question. Final question. Final question. Wish me luck.
What is your most recent novel concept about?
Scheiße. My most recent, you get another. What?
What is your most recent novel concept about?
Okay, so we have Backfire released. We have Jill Faith releasing in a couple of months. We have another book releasing at the end of the year. I announced it in the roadmap. But that's not a concept anymore, right? The most recent concept that I started writing about is called funnily enough, quite interesting coincidence, and it really is a coincidence, is that this is a collaboration. I won't give away much more, but I'm writing this. Oh, you can't see me, sorry. The book, my most recent concept. I write this together with another person. It is a sci-fi novel. More or less sci-fi novel. And it is based on something. It's a sci-fi novel about humankind. It's still a concept, and I haven't spoken to the one I'm collaborating with, so I can't say how much I can give away right now. It's all the giveaway right now. That's my most recent concept. I want to drink milk, but I don't have milk. And vegan milk doesn't help because it doesn't have this enzyme. And what is it called in English? Enzyme? This thing that fights against spiciness. The thing also is in, I think, oil. I don't have any of that right now. In the first part of the video, I was very motivated. I just see that the camera is not even. Sorry. You know, sweet chili, sriracha, hot sauce, this, that, and that. Those were, yeah, they were tiny pains, but that was, you know, I like pain. I don't like pain. I like spiciness. This was bearable. Then it started getting worse with these two, you know? Then I thought, hey, if this is the second to last, I'm gonna survive. That killed me. I'm done, this video is done. Thank you for participating. Thank you for Richard, Florian, and the third person for sending in questions. Thank you a lot from Tony from Of Dust and Nations. Great music group, especially when you see them live performing. That is amazing. And for translating and recording the questions for me. I heard them all for the first time. Now, why did I just turn into a Scot there for a second? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening, watching me die. My ear, why is my left ear not functioning anymore? If you have more questions, feel free to add them to the comment section below. Make sure to buy Backfire. Season 1 consists of In Solitude and 20 Heads. And there's an extra volume called Voices of Violence. And there's a short story that released last month called A Christmas Story. And the next Backfire books, I've talked about that in the road video. Next one is called Civilian. And it will release in the middle of the year. Also, my first non-Backfire novel, Till Faith, will release soon-ish, in a couple of months. There will be another video about that soon. I'm leaving now. Thank you. Bye-bye. Read you all soon.
To be very honest, going to the toilet the day after was by far the worst part of this whole thing.